Yeah, so I just have a question in regard to and this is something you've mentioned before in your in your past lives, but I met with a seller yesterday
Okay.
that will be facing prison time within the next 3 months. There is a surety bond on her property, and also it's being foreclosed on by the person she owes. I don't know if it's okay for me to say this, and I'm sure no one's watching, but the person that's holding the note for her is the person she used to work with, and she's actually going to prison for stealing from that person. But now there's a surety bond, and he's foreclosing on the house. But she told me that she's been receiving a lot of letters for people to help her out, but for some reason she's chosen me. I actually got her directed from an eviction. I was calling, and the gentleman told me that there may be someone else I could help. So I just wanted to ask you, what she has no availability to sell it on her own, and she was just wondering if she may have to sign power of attorney over to me. I know that's a big step for a lot of people, but in this situation, I really want to know how I can navigate.
Okay, so let's unwind this. You gave me a lot of information. So,
Yeah, I know.
first of all, is her name on the deed of the house? Her and her only.
Yes.
Okay. Number two, I assume her friend loaned her some money to buy the house and gave her a private mortgage on it, right?
I believe that's what the case is. Yes.
Okay. Do you know how much she owes her?
Yes. She owes him 117,000. I have some of the record information and
Got it.
mortgage information.
Okay. And how far behind is she on payments, or did she make a payment?
Yeah, no, she's about 10,000 in arrears.
10,000 in arrears. Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, what's the rough value of the house?
About 430.
Okay. Well, you got something to work with there, because usually you tell me it's 100 and like we're stuck.
Yeah.
So hold on, I'm getting my pen out so I can, because I can't memorize. So how much do you owe? 100 and
17. She's saying it's
117K.
114, but we got the paperwork and it said 117.
I got it. And do you know what the payment was when she was making it?
No, I don't. Because that was my first time meeting her, and I just wanted to talk to her about everything that was going on with her. Because I mean, it's a lot. She lost three people in her life within like 2 months, and she wants me to find a home for her late son's dog. So
okay, so we're going to deal with one thing at a time. So what I want to do is kind of show people is your job is to go out and find these people. Honestly, that's what you have to do first in wholesaling, because most people try to do it in reverse order. So Jason's doing it correctly. He went out and found a problem. Now he's like, crap, what do I do now? Yeah. So the next thing is the surety bond. I'm assuming that's some sort of bail bond that she has posted against the house, correct?
Yes. As a way to, it's also federal, just to make sure she doesn't flee.
And how much is that for? Do you know?
150.
And from your understanding, if she cooperates and does everything she's supposed to, that should go away minus some fees, probably, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're at 117. She's the owner of the house. And there's really no other liens or anything on the house. So you think it's worth around 430?
Yes.
And what's the condition of the house?
It's actually it's a really nice house. I have a bunch of pictures. She has a pool warmer that she just installed. She has her air conditioning serviced every 4 months. The only thing that it needs, it's a roof, because it's 20 years old.
Okay. And your estimate on a roof on that?
I'd say about 8,000, 9,000.
Okay, let's just call it 10K for a roof. So here's the big question: is what does she want to do?
She wants to sell. But she's just afraid that the note holder will gain the rest of the equity in the house. She's unable to use the money that we're going to use to buy it, so she just doesn't want that person getting the rest of the equity. She just wants to. She doesn't know.
So where are they in the foreclosure process?
Pretty late. I think by around the time she'll be picked up, which should be around March. They may sell it on the county
So okay, so it's not in pre-foreclosure. You're kind of like towards the end. Yeah. Dude, like you have unlimited options on this. So have you tried to figure out what she wants financially from it?
She's unable to have any sort of money.
So where does she want so some proceeds are got to go somewhere,
right?
So does she have a family member she can trust, or?
I asked her, and she, there's one gentleman that she was considering, but I was trying to interject because it's not really her family, and she was like, listen, whatever I have to do, if I have to sign over power of attorney to you to be able to sell it or do whatever, I'll do it. And I was like, okay.
So here's do not take the power of attorney, because it's going to be problematic, because you're not in direct lineage of the family, and power of attorneys
a lot.
Well, you're going to be questioned on it, and that's where you don't want to be. So you have one of these rare scenarios where you have really unlimited unlimited options here. So what state are you in, Jason? I don't want to give it the market. Don't give addresses or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just south of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. If you want, I would love to partner up with you because I'm not going to hold anything back to you. You don't I don't sell a course or do anything. There's some really advanced strategy you can do here because the key with anybody in foreclosure, guys, you got to understand, you have to listen to what the seller wants and you have to customize your offer to solve their problem. You got to make sure you're doing it ethically and like you're not crossing any like moral boundaries. And for everything you've told me, you haven't done here. There is a strategy where you could actually easily cash out the first mortgage and you could like leave her equity to actually write up and put a mortgage against the property. So you don't have to cash her out and she has an asset. How long is she going away for?
About between 1 to 4 years. So she's not sure yet.
So does she want to keep the house or she 100% wants to sell it?
She 100% wants to sell it. She just wants to make sure her dog is okay and that the gentleman does not get the equity in the home.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to move faster because you got to look at all the options. You are unlimited in the options you can do here. You can simply find out like most people want to take some money with them. Now, by the way, I've dealt with a lot of people because I was one of the original persons that started cross-referencing arrest records. I will tell you, you're a man of serious patience because it's a lot of drama when you deal with these people. Am I correct? The stories are like, if you're not crying by the time you're done with them. Now in Florida, I'm going to tell you the predominant arrest record here is DUI, like habitual offenders. And I did one where the guy was going away for 7 years because I think it was his third or fourth arrest. So, but
this one's in investment for $3 million. So yeah.
Where is it?
Margate.
Okay. So it's up to you. I mean, you have an open palette here. I'm giving you an invite. If you want to work with me, I could give you I'm not holding back. And if you want, I'll have a private conversation when you like, but you have like unlimited things you can do here. You just need to attack stop that foreclosure. And here's the good news is that foreclosure is all in public record. Very easy to look up and you can find out what they need and you can either cash it out or catch it up. Although it's probably not a good idea to catch up a private mortgage like that because they want to get paid off. So we just got to get the $117K out, and then we want to. And I think in the perfect world, what if you left some money so when she got out of jail, she could easily get it?
Yes, and you're right. I'd love for you to we could definitely work.
So it's up to you. So guys, I'm not holding back, but like honestly, I can go 5 different directions with this, and it'll take the entire life. So
no, I get it.
I think you have a great deal. The biggest challenge when people are going away for arrest is you have to manage them. And by the way, it's not uncommon for me to get calls at 3:00 in the morning, like with crazy requests. But that's the problem is because I don't know what it's like to go to jail away for a long time, but they tend to throw very large parties the few days before they go, and it creates problems. I've lost deals because of the party. And so getting everything signed before they go into jail is rock solid. Well, you're going to have to dig a little bit deeper because you're going to have to give her some sort of financial benefit for it. I do not steal people's houses. I want it to be a win-win-win.
I told her.
Find out what can we do when she getting out and what's it look like when you get out. So you said she wanted to find another place. She wants to lock up a place before she goes away. So when she has something to come out to?
No, she's not sure. Again, she's not sure about I don't think she's thought that far into the future, but I'd love to bring it up to her.
Yeah.
I did ask her, but she put it off, but I'd love to ask her just to.
Well, most people want to set the money aside and have a trusted family member. That's the preferred way. And you can give them and get it. The other way is you can tie up some sort of equity in the house and maybe you rent it out or do something like that. And then you cash her out in 5 years when she gets out and she can get a nice big fat lump sum and she comes back and she knows it's going to be there because you can't sell the house without cashing her out.
She doesn't want to. Actually, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
She actually doesn't want to go back to the house because of the deaths that she just previously experienced. And all her memories are there. She just wants to be out.
I got it. So guys, the key part of this is, I'd like to tell you every seller's like this, like you found somewhat of a unicorn and you have to help people out. We don't take advantage, we help them out. So you're going to have to go in a little bit more exploratory and just carefully say, because she's making this easy for you. Susie, whatever, what is it you need? What is the perfect situation for this to make you feel comfortable with it? And then she might give you 1 or 2, and then I give you 3 or 4 ideas, and then we cater to what she wants. I know what I want. I make a crap load of money, but I have to feel good about doing it, because to go in and go, listen, okay, we'll cash out that mortgage and give you 10 grand dude, it's going to blow up on you. Like it's going to come back on you. So you're going to have to move quickly, though, because once they lock in the summary judgment and the auction, your hands are going to be full. So it's up to you, Jason. If you can do like whatever you want, you have a million options. Number one, you do not have to do a deal with me. Like I do not like push on people. But if you're saying if it's the state of Florida, I think you're crazy not to do a deal with me. And here's my deal is like I tell everybody up, we do sellmypaper.com. It's 50-50. So you get 50%, we get 50%. And obviously in Florida, I'm very hands-on. So if you want to work with me, I would love to work with you. What I would suggest is for expediency, support at Flip with Rick, because I need to look at this now because I need to look at the court case. That's the scariest part to me.
Okay.
And I'll look at the court case. Leave me your phone number. I'll reach out and call you. And if what you say is, but you're sure her intent is to sell the property, right?
Yeah, no, we sat at the house for about 3 to 4 hours yesterday, and I asked her several different ways. So, what's your plan? What do you really want? I'm not here for the house. I want to make sure I'm helping you. And she's like, I just want to make sure the dog's okay. I don't want the gentleman to get the equity and just want it to be gone.
So the first thing we have to do is attack the court case and look at it and go, okay, Jason, here's what we're up against. Here's the timeline. And then I'll ask you some more questions and then you'll have one more meeting. So is she local near you?
Yeah, she's about 40 minutes away.
Okay. So it's up to you, man. If you want to work with me, I would love to. This is like, I could do this stuff in my sleep. I get goosebumps. And guys, this is the stuff I love working on. Not everybody has a deal and I get it, but that's how you learn. So I believe I can make you more money than you would actually make by yourself. Otherwise I wouldn't even offer this. No. And so if you want to work together on it, and even if we don't do a deal, I'll tell you exactly what to do with it. No,
let's get it done.
So guys, like this week, in the last week since we've done this, I'm not going to share like all the numbers, but like we are well on our way doing 1,000 deals. Like we did 7 in 1 week, and like I'm hiring people to help me out. But like understand, like I do not hire VAs like to help you guys out. I go get people. Like if you're in Michigan, I go find the baddest person in Michigan. I go, listen, can you help us do these deals? And here's what we're going to do. And then I share the revenue with everyone because I'm a Florida guy. I can do the Southeast, but like Florida, if you guys do it in Florida, Jason would work with me or Zach directly. That's just how we do it. So if you're okay with that, support at Flip with Rick, or if you even want to private message me your information on the chat here. But if you put it in there, but I got to look at it today. Like, don't wait a week and give it to me because
no, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now.
So support at Flip with Rick, and then just put Jason in all caps first, and then put the information in the email.
Okay.
And then do me a favor, just message me some of your contact information, just so in case the email doesn't go to the right place. So you're doing good, Jason. So guys, this is what I want you to understand is you guys got to go out and find problems like this, and then we solve them. And by the way, if you want to solve it on your own, I'm fine with it. If you want to partner up with it, I'm fine with it too. Like I'm not asking for any money. I just ask for deals. And like a lot of people got upset with me. It's like, Rick, the deal didn't work out. Like, do you want me to lie to you? Like you just paid too much for it. It's okay. You just got to renegotiate it if it's too far away. And then we've done 2 deals this week where we actually took your contracts. They were close and we got on a 3-way call and we got a deal done. And you guys would have let it go and gone to nothing. So you guys get paid you get paid much more than I do, I promise you. And it's by design. So I can do a lot more volume. So if you're okay with it, put a private comment with your, just put your name and phone number in there and send me that email. And then I'll probably call you later this afternoon. Is that good, Jason?
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to say thanks again for bringing up the Chat GPT thing. I've known about it, but never really used it. And
yeah,
I used it to sort of sort 2 eviction lists that I had to find just similar like case numbers or like, code violations. And it wrote me a macro for Excel and, I just made it.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you guys know there's what they call, if you go in Chat GPT, once you account, there's a section called Playground AI, and you can go in there. There's people who've written code within Chat GPT. Guys, I don't want to write code. This is where I draw the line because then you're going to go down the dark, like you're going to spend thousands of hours. And like, do you want to be a coder or you want to be a wholesaler? And so like, there's one just for Excel and it knows how to speak Excel. It knows all the terminology. If you tell it, it spits it out. It's absolutely like my pivot tables and everything. It's unbelievable. And I've even been playing around with like payroll and all this other stuff. It's like, it just does amazing things, although my accountant's not crazy about it. But I just like to know what the numbers cost me on it. So just remember, Jason, don't replace yourself. In a perfect world, AI would replace 70% of your support staff, and that's what it's designed to do. So it's perfect for wholesalers like this. But in the end, do not have AI talking to your person, especially as going to jail, because if they get pissed off, you're never going to know, and it's going to be a problematic with them. So how many meetings have you had with the seller?
Just two, one over call, which was the night before, and then yesterday.
Okay, perfect.
This morning I called her to let her know, she can call me at any time.
Okay. I got your info, Jason, and I'll be in contact with you right after that. Just send an email just so I can expedite it a little bit faster, because here's the beauty of doing the JVs with us, guys. Like, I just tell you right off the bat if you got a deal or not. Now, like, I'm not God. I could be wrong, but for the most part, if the property's worth 200 and you paid 205 for it, you need a realtor. You don't need Rick or Zach. And I'm just telling you guys all the time when you do it. So I love what you got going, just because, Jason, I'm going to be honest with you. I've only had about 10 people ever give me like these perfect scenario. And the idea is you have a choice. You can either take advantage of people, or you can create an incredible like win-win-win for everyone available. And if you do the right course, you'll be in this business forever. If you want to go for a one-hit wonder, you're always going to look over your shoulder, because by the way, how old is your client? What age group?
67.
Yeah. So now you have elderly law on this one as too. So we want to make sure we cross off. Guys, listen, here's the reality. I'm not a young man anymore, but like once you get somebody in their 60s, especially 65 and older, you better make sure it's what they want to do. Like you cannot play with this stuff. I always involve a family member. So you're saying there's no family either, right? Like nobody she wants to involve.
No, the closest person to her is her granddaughter, but she just says her granddaughter just wants money. So she's like, nope.
Okay, bud, I'm going to reach out to you. And how did you find this lead, Jason?
I was calling an eviction, and the gentleman told me that he has someone else. He's like, I'm not gonna. I got my eviction, but let me refer you to someone else. And we spoke at about 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
She showed up, and we spent a good while on the phone, and I met her the next day.
How did she wind up on the eviction list? Just out of curiosity.
She wasn't on the eviction.
Okay.
I called one of her friends that is currently evicting someone.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, listen, I understand that you're evicting a tenant. I know it can't be easy. What are your plans? And he told me, well, it's not for sale. I'm not interested in selling, but there is a property that I think you'd be interested in. And
so guys, I want you to understand the list. There's a lot of work. It's not a lot of fun, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Do you think if you called her off the foreclosure list, you could have had a successful conversation with her? I mean, if you call them off the eviction list or the foreclosure, it's like either way. So it's like, when you all go, oh, there's never any deals. I'm like, dude, it is a numbers game.
Yeah.
So any one of you could have reached out and called on that foreclosure list. And I'm not going to give the particular markets Jason's in, and you would have had a great shot at doing this deal. I'm just telling you guys, like, if you don't try, you get nothing. The only difference, like when I got started, I was probably more scared than 95% of those people alive. Is the truth. I was shaking in my pants, dude. I owed like $5,000 a month in expenses, like with my family. And that was a long time ago. And I just decided I just didn't want to be like a slave to the corporate environment. And I took a risk. I called on lists like this, and people would reach out, and like every now and then I get someone like this. I'm like, oh my God, it actually works. Now, what you didn't see is the 3,000 people that rejected me before I got to them. And that's what you all are being like punked. And I want you to understand it. Jason, just keep what you're doing, because the population just keeps rising. There's more houses. People have problems, and we need to help them out. So, and what I'll do is if we wind up doing this deal, I'll show you how we solve this with Jason, and we'll find the final outcome, because this one's a lot of fun. I think of 5 ways right off the bat we could easily do this. So I'll be in touch today, Jason. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, man. I appreciate it.
Yes,